execute this program. Having said that, I welcome the gentlemen of the press. After which I go straight to my speech. Being the text of press conference. Being the text of press conference by the middle of the Muslim Nigeria, Lagos State area limits. Mr. Mepade standing at the Bagada Council Hall. Gentlemen of the press, I welcome you to this first press conference that I will addressing as their name, President of the Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, MSSNLagos, Lagos State area unit. As the immediate partner in the person of Dr. Saeed Ashafa, as earlier said, he was sworn in at a widely attended virtual electoral conference on Sunday, August 16, 2020. However, kindly permit me to introduce you to the distinguished members of my cabinet, with whom I will be piloting the affairs of this most vibrant and active area unit in the country for the next 3 years, inshallah. The new executive members of MSSNLagos State Area Unit 1441 AH are as follows. Amir Mifaudin Olaiwola Sani, that is my humble self. We have the Honorable Amir, the Vice President of MSSNLagos State Area Unit, that is the person of Mr. Mukhtar Oyetuji, sitting right beside me. Also, we have our amiable secretary, that is the person of Mr. Abdulfatah Hamza. We also have the assistant secretary in absentia. We have our financial secretary in absentia. We have our business chairman in absentia. That is the person of Mr. Osi Musa. Then we have our PRO, one whose name has been mentioned earlier before now. Is no other person than Mr. Musodi Adekunle. That is his name. We also have some good applicants, we will not mention that. Apart from this, we have our female folks too. We have not mentioned our welfare. Our welfare happens to be the one in charge of our studies before Lagos State, but now he has been elected as the welfare of Lagos State. That's the person of Mr. Amodi. The government must understand that massive investment in education is a guarantee for achievement in economic development and the well-being of their citizens. But also, we appeal to the private sector and philanthropists to complement the government effort, the public spending, so that we can have a robust educational system. The poor money and education in the country is having negative effect on output across all the levels. The government must understand that massive investment in education is a guarantee for achievement in economic development and the well-being of their citizens. Also, we appeal to the private sector and philanthropists to complement public spending. Nigeria therefore needs to learn correctly from other nations that have got it right in their education sector and be consistent with its educational policies. Gentlemen of the press, there are sundry issues that we cannot afford not to discuss. The first in all these issues is no other one than IPPIS. The controversy surrounding the integrated payroll is surgery and our hope in the reformation of the education sector. If not for the coronavirus schools with palliatives. This is very important. This will help to cushion the effect of COVID-19 on the schools and their teachers. Since they are all Nigerians too, it's just unfortunate they are not paid throughout the time of COVID-19. This has been done in other sectors and education should not be left out. We are scared that there may be a massive job loss in many private schools with COVID-19, not likely to go away anytime soon. We also appeal to both teachers and school management to show common understanding and be compassionate. Security. The state of insecurity in the country is still worrisome. Though there might have been some improvement, there is a need for the security agencies to do more. As a student-based organization, we are concerned about the increasing cases of ritual killing and rape. We appeal to the government to always remember that the security of lives and properties is their primary responsibility. In Lagos State, we call on the government to extend street lights to more areas to curb the nefarious activities of criminals. We also condemn the recurring habit of extorting Lagosians by security officers. This is dangerous for our security architecture, and we appeal to security chiefs to urgently address this. Infrastructural development. Without a doubt, many projects are ongoing both in Lagos State and Nigeria at large. But the inconveniences caused by some ongoing construction is disturbing, causing excruciating pains and stress to commuters. Though a popular adage says, no pain, no gain. It is our view that we can mitigate these pains through planning and timely execution. We all owe the state and federal government to hasten up ongoing projects without compromising quality. Economy. This suffering is too much. It has been worsened by COVID-19 pandemic. Data from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics shows that unemployment in the country has risen by over 27%. This is worrisome. There is no better time for the government to create a conducive atmosphere for businesses to thrive. Nigerian youths are hardworking. What a majority of us need is that little push from necessary quarters. Also, there should be consistency in government policies. The idea of nullifying a business when it has grown and reached maturity of debt, it leads to sudden unemployment with several aftermath effects like suicide, robbery, and even depression, among others. Hate speech. In any society, hate speech should be a crime or a criminal offense. But what constitutes hate speech must be clearly stated or clearly defined. It is inappropriate for the government to consider criticism as hate speech. Nigerians are angry and unpleased with the recent application of the reviewed Nigeria Broadcasting Code. And it will only be appropriate for government to reverse it. Freedom of speech is fundamental. Denying citizens such freedom defeats the essence of government. Though some Nigerians may be wayward in their speech, the government should be conscious that what the citizens say is dependent on their program and activities. COVID-19. We are particularly impressed by the Lagos State government efforts to eradicate coronavirus in the state. The state has demonstrated good leadership in tackling this crisis and the pandemic. Kudos to the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu and his team on this. However, the activities of some government officials have formed a basis for some Nigerians to doubt the existence of COVID-19 in the country. This is highly unfortunate. COVID-19 exists. This is highly unfortunate. The organization believes COVID-19 exists and it has killed many people. Those in power must comply with the guidelines given by the NCDC and FD on COVID-19. They must serve as good examples for others to follow. We are also concerned about the COVID-19 donations. We are also concerned about how COVID-19 donations have been distributed. It will be appropriate for state government to properly inform the public and distribution on the distribution mechanism. Gentlemen of the press, keep safe and inform Nigerians to do the same. I thank you for listening and paying rapt attention. Thank you and God bless. Mr. Dean Sonner.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdul. That has been the speech given by the Amir. And we will entertain some questions before we declare it a day. So, gentlemen of the press, over to you.
Yesterday, there was more breaking news about the reopening of Lagos and Abuja airports. So I just want to take you further on what you stated in your list here. I would like to know your stand on that. If you remember that what Lagos is witnessing in Nigeria is a community spread of the disease, aside from the Lagos case that came in was it in February then. Now, the people are saying they're skeptical about imported cases. As the government of Lagos said, as the government, we are witnessing increase in COVID-19 pandemic, and they're skeptical about a spike. So, what is your stand on the imported cases in the airports and in the reopening? Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Yamu Michael. I report for the city 105 from a lot of the things that you enumerated here are things that you are against, which are happening in our society. But some key things that you didn't touch that I'd like to know what your stand is, just like I said, on these issues are religious tolerance and the involvement of youths in electoral violence. What is your stand on that? Or what is your plan, if any, mapped out, to make sure that religious tolerance is achieved in Nigeria? Because whether you're a student or not, you're still a religious body. And Lagos prides itself as one of the states that makes sure that Muslims and Christians coexist together. But whatever happens here, like they say, when Lagos sneezes, the whole Nigeria catches a cold. What are your plans to make sure something has a ripple effect in the entire nation regarding religious tolerance and youth involvement in electoral violence?
Any other question?
Thank you very much, gentlemen and women of the press. Let me take the issue from the year from city 105, 105.1. So the question is, what is our stand on religious tolerance? So I must inform you and strongly reiterate again. My predecessor has been reiterating it, but I still want to hammer on it that our watchword in Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, Lagos State Area Unit, is religious tolerance at all levels. We, at every point in time, implore our members to coordinate themselves peacefully wherever they find themselves. So our stand is that we ensure religious tolerance anywhere we find ourselves. Because if there is no religious tolerance, we cannot coexist in society peacefully. So it is very important and very genuine. So that is our stand, and that is what our members have been doing. You can see we have never recorded a single case of religious intolerance perpetrated by our member. It has never happened. And I also want to assure Lagosians, gentlemen of the press, and Nigeria, and good people of Nigeria in general, that we still keep to our watchword: religious tolerance, peaceful coexistence, unity in society. That is the first one. The second one is youth involvement in electoral violence. Yes, each time election is coming up or is about to be organized, our society usually have a press conference or speaks to the member of the press on the essence for having a peaceful, smooth electoral process. So because of this reason, we as youth and Muslim body and religious organization as well, we at every point in time tell our members not to partake in any form of violence. They should go there, conduct themselves peacefully, and that is what we have been doing. To date, I can vouch for my members. There is no single case of electoral violence perpetrated by any member of Lagos State Area Unit, Muslim Student Society of Nigeria, and generally Muslim Student Society of Nigeria in general, at any level, at any state, at any local government. So we are going to keep up with this. And this, so our final advice and take on this is that electoral violence is not good. It can tear the country into pieces. It can cause that thing that we don't expect, that is violence. So we should refrain and move away from this. Thank you. So the first one that was talking on the imported cases of coronavirus and the opening of the airport, particularly in Lagos State. It was first be established that we cannot forever lock down. That is a known fact. So, because of that, reopening must take place gradually. And you can see what we are seeing government doing is to go, there must be collaboration between our country and other countries, between Lagos State and other states. So to make accessibility to other states and other countries easy, there is high need for the reopening of our airport. So in the same way, I also want to state that we should tread it jealously, obey all the protocols. I think with this, there won't be problem. Even if we continue to lock for the next 10 years, it does not stop community spread. So they are on the right track. I think this is a welcome idea. But what government holds the general populace is that they must ensure and make sure the protocols are not only known by the people, but must be properly executed without embarrassing any member of the public. And I also want to implore, as the president of MSS, that everybody plying such airport to ensure that they obey the protocol, they do the needful, and inshallah, by God willing, we shall all keep safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Do we have any other question?
Sorry about that. My name is Kamal Games. I report for the Jordan Muslim during some of the highlights, talked about the insecurity in the country. As an organization, a Muslim organization, I just want to know your stance on the recent killing going on in Southern Kaduna. which have led to individuals being killed in the state. Thank you.
Thank you. Like, it is clearly we are in Lagos, but we must be current with what is happening in our environment as a Nigerian, as a patriotic Nigerian. So having said that, your question from Jordan FM, that the killing in southern Kaduna, what is our stand? Our stand is that the killing must stop. That is our stand. Whoever is perpetrating this evil should be checked by the government, and it must stop. Like I said in my speech, that one of the primary responsibilities of the government is to secure the citizens and the properties of the citizens. Security is very key. So because of this, we will still implore the government to do the needful. Government is trying, but they have not done their best. If they can do better, I think this will be a forgotten issue. I also want to implore citizens and indigenes of Kaduna State, Southern Kaduna in particular, to sue for peace, to embrace peace at all times, not only by speech, but by their activities. They should exhibit it at all times. They should be tolerant to each other. If they can do this line, I believe there will be an enduring peace in Southern Kaduna. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no other questions, I will just take two remarks from the Amir and the former Amir before we call it again.
Sorry, before that, we have some other, I forgot to mention in my speech, we have special organs, which I did not mention. Part of it is the Council of Higher Institution Kohai, as headed by our humble brother. I have said that before. Also, we have the graduate members organ. It's headed by Brother Temi, like I mentioned before. We have the Sister Circle, as headed by the Amira, as mentioned before. So those are the organs we have. So each time we address the president, we shall intimate you with new development in the society. Thank you.
Please, 2 minutes, please.
Okay, I would like to, gentlemen, standing on existing protocol, I would like to appreciate the government as students, the examination, the widespread examination has started around the country, and so far we have not recorded or even received any cases of harassment on the students. So once we employ the government to continue with this effort, where there are no harassment or embarrassment or intimidation of any of the students, we also will give the government our ultimate effort to support that everything goes each free. So I want to encourage that they should continue in this effort, and I assure you that where there are no cases, but in case there are cases in the future which we do not envisage or even plan for, my Amira said earlier, that we will not take it lightly, we will not we ensure that we put the person, we will address it publicly, we announce, we mention the person's name, and we go ahead to also prosecute the person. So I want to say thank you very much for listening to us.
Let me pass the mic to Grammar Coordinator, Telling Yusuf.
I firstly want to appreciate members of the press for being here today, and also appreciate my leader, President Mr. Vincent for the address. I want to make my comments on some issues. First, is the employment opportunity that we have from the federal government now. We understand that the federal government is trying to employ some Nigerians from the government on menial jobs. And of course, I want to plead with the federal government to be very transparent in this. Because Nigeria, as stated, we have very high rates of unemployment. And that is, from the 27% that is just what is reported. There are a lot of people that are employed, but basically or practically they are not employed because they are far underemployed. We have a lot of people that are working, but still cannot enjoy their basic remunerations. Now that we have COVID-19, we have so many companies, so many employers. They are scaling down on the salaries of their staff. So we want our government, particularly the Ministry of Labour, to address this, so that as we are solving the case of COVID-19 health rightly, we do not go into economic recession, and that is already being clamored now that Nigeria is actually or degraded into recession. So we should not just focus on the health sector, we also need to focus on the economy, employability, and skills. I also want to use this medium to call on our youth. We have lots of our youth now that are not faced or directing their efforts at things that are actually employable. There are so many of us now that the only thing that concerns us is just entertainment. And I want to tell us that it is not all of us that are going to be thriving in the entertainment industry. We need to face our studies, we need to employ skills, we need to find ourselves with employable skills. There are so many things that we need to do. Some of us believe that there are opportunities in Nigeria, there are jobs in Nigeria, but some youths or a bunch of youths do not have the right skills to assess some of these opportunities. Then I also want to call on employers of labor that we should focus more on skills and not on certificates. Some of us or some people are actually employable, they have the skills, but they may not have the right documentation for those skills. So we need to actually look at them and also have our NDA, Nigeria Directorate of Employment, to actually focus on employing individuals, giving them the right skills, and also having them certificated.
Dr. Ashaka, as you are signing out and handing the time to the press, your final remark.
Yes, I said it earlier. I want to implore us to continue to project the image of this organization positively and ensure that you sustain the trend of projecting or reporting us as we roll out our programs. Secondly, I want to quickly lend my voice on the issue of reopening of international flights. When this issue finally begin as stated on 29th of August, I want to implore that federal government should ensure that they are disciplined about it. People coming from foreign countries are going to must be subjected to expected protocol. There should be no sacred cow. It should not be that these people are eminent or important and they are going to jump the gun. So this is very, very important. And finally, I want to say that our government, both at the state and federal level, should know that Nigerians are suffering. We should not pretend as if we are not suffering. And these people must be told that Nigerians are suffering in various areas. So they are not doing enough welfare as they have sworn in the oath when they were elected. So when we are traveling, we see traffic due to road construction. There are ways that all this could be mitigated and reduce the suffering of the people. Also in the economy, in all areas of our life, government should ensure that sufferings of the masses are reduced practically. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Nebula, the Vice President, will give the closing remark and suspension to
Alhamdulillah wa for every beginning there's an end. And we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making it easy for us to converge today. We really appreciate gentlemen of the press and everyone who has contributed one way or other in making sure this press conference is a success. So just to reiterate one of the things my colleagues have said, your optimum cooperation is required, and fair reportage is very important, especially in a society like ours. So we pray to God to continue to sustain us all and to return us to our destination safely. We pray to God to grant us all, we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all our heart desires in this world and count us among the successful hereafter. More importantly, we pray for the incoming administration, which I am part of, that we will break new ground and record outstanding success in that. We also want to pray for the students engaging in their WASC examination. We pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant them success, and we pray to Allah to relieve the world of the COVID-19 pandemic. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And finally, we pray that as we return to our respective destination, may we return safely, and may we not have cause to regret coming here today. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم تب علينا يا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم واغفر لنا وارحمنا يا مولانا انك انت الغفور الرحيم ونجنا من الهم والغم والكرب العظيم اللهم انا نسالك خير ما في هذا اليوم وخير ما بعده واعوذ بك من شر ما في هذا اليوم وشر ما بعده ربي اعوذ بك من الكسل وسوء الكبر ربي اعوذ بك من عذاب النار وعذاب القبر اللهم انا نسالك خير هذا اليوم فتحه ونصره ونوره وبركته وهداه واعوذ بك من شر ما في شر ما بعده ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you very much on behalf of the MSSN. I thank gentlemen of the press for giving us the attention. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone.
Move this one. Move this one. Yes, what I'm saying is in relation to the opening of our airport, especially international flights, is that we agree with the government that we cannot continuously be under lockdown. But we are saying that there are safety procedures and there are protocols. All these procedures and protocols must not be compromised. No matter whoever is coming, all returnees must be subjected to necessary details that are placed down. If people returning into the country are supposed to be under isolation for 14 days, it must go around for everybody so that they will not subject those of us in the country to other security threats in terms of health. So this is our question. Please, you will be this question. Amir.